Live from Australia. Hi, David. You're ready to go.
Good morning and welcome to another live channeling from Australia. And let me know in the comments if you're here. We do this every week. And the lovely Debbie Duncan, she does an amazing job in the background. So thank you to Debbie. And it's been raining a little bit. It's quite dark today, so I put the light on so you should be able to see me quite clearly. The sound is coming through quite well. And I've been quite busy exploring various things. My question was on a show last night from another medium, and that was really exciting about a UFO mothership. And so that was really cool. I was excited about that. His name is Sterling. I don't know if you've heard of Sterling. And yeah, my question was on his show. So you can submit a question. He does a weekly show. You can submit a question to him during the week on his YouTube website. And any question you have, he just answers it very matter of fact, very quick, very to the point. And he's just so knowledgeable. He's definitely got a connection, a strong connection. Very, very knowledgeable. And Carlos, welcome as always. Carlos is the best, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Carlos, the world is still going. The earth is still rotating. It's another day, and I'm sure not just like you, not just me. I mean, a lot of you are having similar experiences of a lot that goes into your life. You think of one day and you think, how many things did I do? How many things did I experience? How many interactions? How many creations? How many interactions with technology, for instance? And I'm just reading the comments. Hope all is well. Thanks, Carlos. I'm doing well. I didn't sleep so well last night. I was a bit not having my best night of sleep, but I think that's because I had a long sleep the previous day, and I think that just affected my sleep a bit. But thank you, Carla. So Sterling Psychic Medium, and my question was on the show. If anyone wants the link, send me a private message. So that was pretty exciting. So I was just talking about how so much goes on in your life. So many things are co-occurring, co-created, and so many energies. It's like an example is your bank account. Now I've had so many bank accounts in my life, and they're all threads. They're all threads of the tapestry. They're all energies. They're links to you that you're connected to them. They're connected to you, and you're putting your energy into them. They've got an aliveness. They may not be physically alive in the same way you are, but they do have an aliveness as they are consciousness. They're a part of consciousness, at least a creation of consciousness. So you have all these tapestries, threads creating this tapestry of information overload, of energetic overload, of just creativity. There's so many threads to each one of us. So how many bank accounts have you got? Investment accounts? Because it piles up, and over a lifetime you're like, how many bank accounts have I had? So I'm just thinking, like, I don't even know all my bank accounts, but I've got two that I use now that I can think of. But there's some other account that I cannot even access it. Back in Africa, it's you kind of have to be there to even try to access it. So being in Australia, I wouldn't even know how to access that. And thanks for sharing, Deb. Deb shared the link to that show. Carlos, hope you get plenty of rest. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, sometimes if you can't sleep, you cannot sleep, then it's a bit hard because you just struggle through the night. And I find I do meditate, breathe. Breathing exercises help, but sometimes one just needs a shift in the energy, maybe have a shower or something to give you a bit of a break. Instead of being in a state of trying to sleep, just have a little walk around, have a shower, tidy your room a bit. Carlos, I thought said bank account. I have 3 major accounts: Chase, PNC, and Regions Bank, and 2 credit unions. So that's just an example, Carlos, of all these things that are in our minds that are connections we have. So it's a lot of energy, and it's important we do some energy maintenance, so we clear our energy, ground ourselves, connect to the elements around us. The sun, the light of the sun is very powerful energy in this world. Sound and light are the ultimate healers. We can bring those together to create a union, to create a state of union that is almost connects us to cosmology, to the cosmic realm, but also connects us to the earthly realm. So we always have multiplicity. We always have multiplicity. In every dimension, there's one thing, and then there's another thing. Now, I see in your politics, particularly in America, but all over the world, there's a lot of division, confusion, and a lot of polarization. Some people, it's like this one politician I just saw, my housemate plays some of these things, and I don't know who this woman was, but there was this thing on YouTube. She was just screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming, and it was pretty unpleasant, but that's not really the point. The point is she had a lot of anger, and I would call her rather unhinged. But be that as it may, she's a politician. She's in Parliament in Australia, and despite her perhaps mental health issues or whatever it is, and public displays of anger and rage, and it's kind of, I don't know if she's got people. I presume there's people who actually follow her and actually have some faith in her, believe it or not. But it's just remarkable how someone has so much energy, which is definitely quite toxic. But we all have a life energy. We all have this. You have access to something limitless, but we all have a limitation in being in a human body. Our bodies need rest. Our bodies need to eat and whatever. We need to follow a certain discipline, a certain cycle of life. And this is that we do have access to the unlimited energetic aspects of the cosmos, but we live in, we basically have limited time every day. We only have a few hours, and we can tap into the quantum realm and we can achieve amazing things in that time. But why waste it on these kind of people, or on thinking that way, and so much rage? Because this polarization and division is really just it's done to divide and conquer. So that's really streaming consciousness that is creating separation, and this separation is the problem. And who's controlling this is these lurking kind of figures in the background that are controlling this division. So don't get sucked in by division, by polarization. Don't get sucked in by thinking one side of politics is good, one side is bad. Because the moment you think one side is good, then you'll think one side is bad. So there is a lot of people in Australia that people aren't so passionate about politics. People don't even talk about politics. They're not very interested. And hi, Lisa. That's great to see you, Lisa. Welcome to the show. And Stu, welcome. It's a problem over here too, and people actually vote these people in, and that is pretty scary that people vote these in. Because, no offense, because, well, I know this will offend people, but I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend, but sometimes when, just by being alive, one offends other people. But both of your politicians in America are not very appealing. Sorry to say that, and that's not the best that your country can produce. You actually have a lot of very talented people in your country, of course, and just look around you. You meet people every day who are actually capable, competent, talented people, and preferably with values. So when you're voting in politicians, really people who have values, morality and values, that's the type of qualities to look for. Integrity, not ego. Someone who truly cares. Values, morality, I would say compassion, competence, and someone who is passionate. Someone who is passionate, they have energy, they have high energy, because it's to do the best job does require high energy. Certain people have a lot of energy. And Vladimir, welcome. Where are you, Vladimir? Welcome to the show, Vladimir. I am doing well. And Lisa also asks, how are you? How are you, Lisa? How is it going? Stu, it's a problem over here too. People actually vote these people in. So I'm just talking about how we are very distracted. And Vladimir says he's in Brooklyn. So ultimately, we are very distracted, and who the powers that be are using that to their advantage, and they're the ones continually flooding us with more media, flooding us with more division, more deception, which is always about how someone is. It's always promoting the fear idea, the idea that we have to fear this one, fear that one, fear, false evidence appearing real. So look beyond the division, look beyond the polarity. It's not real. It's really quite fake. And behind all this illusion is the truth, which is that human beings are human beings, and politicians are not traditionally have not been the greatest breed of human being. This is often drawn the worst of humankind into leadership positions, into following their narcissistic goals. So be really gentle with yourself and how you engage with any kind of political content. Take a step back. Don't engage with all of your heart and soul, because in America, I have friends and they volunteer for political organizations, and they spend months campaigning for some person, some figurehead who doesn't care about anyone but themselves. And they've spent months of all their time and energy, volunteering to help someone get elected. So a lot of people on the ground are part of this system, and people who vote are part of this system. You've got a choice between something bad and something bad. That's really your choices in America. Should I choose bad or should I choose bad? The one positive is that you do have some independence. You have an independent from the Kennedy family who actually does care about people and policies and wanting to help humanity. So that is one particular choice. But my point is, don't get overly engaged. So try and take a step back and create some distance, and realize that you need some neutrality to operate in this world. You need a perspective of seeing the bigger picture of understanding that there are controlling powers that may not be good. Some of them are quite sinister, and you have to keep some autonomy, some independence from these figures that are trying to control things in the background. So from a spiritual perspective, remember who you are. And there are invocations, meditations. There are things we can do like breath work, yoga, to align to our authentic self, our real self, which is beyond any of the nonsense you see on TV, the nonsense you see in the media. And important that we all engender, all promote and build the qualities within ourselves: compassion, competence, and passion. That's one particular path, but you could do invocations. Invocations really help to bring ideas forward, to bring clarity. For instance, I ask permission from my guides, guardians, and ancestors to reveal the mysteries of my soul contracts. Please show me what is true, holy, and relevant only. So you could say invocations, say them 3 times, and repetition is important. So anything with our soul, we need repetition, because each one of us does have guides. We are able to access guidance. We're able to access helpers, angels, guardian angels that can give us information as need be. But often they don't need to get involved in our day-to-day lives. They don't need to get involved with us because we're going okay. So they're just monitoring from a distance. We're going okay. So actually bring them in, to bring them close, requires a certain invocations that we communicate with them. Let them know that we're ready, that we're here, that we want to connect, and your soul will know what to do. So we have a soul, and this soul is powerful. It knows our soul contract. So each one of us has contracts and a type of destiny that we co-create. So we have a type of destiny that we co-create, and a type of fate which is almost it is preordained. So we can always use our breath as an anchor throughout our life, and always remember that the soul is with you. And any questions, comments? I'm just reading the comments section, seeing what's happening in the comments. And I'm coming back to what I was talking about, that there's so many distractions, so many things that are pulling our energy, taking our life force energy, which is sacred. And this life force energy, there's different understandings. People talk about it as a kundalini energy, prana. I like the Indian tradition of prana, and prana is also linked to breath, and they have a lot of pranic breath work and building this muscle of raising up our energy and vitality, our life force energy, which is our health, it's our well-being. It's the most important aspect regarding the quality of our life, the quality of our lives. So that's a few comments from me. I'm talking a bit, but I'm talking about distraction and the need for a type of equanimity, a type of, some would call it a bit of neutrality. So passion is really good if you use it for your own goals. So great to have passion if for working on things that you care about. But when it comes to things that are in the media, things that are created to foment separation, that's not helping getting passionate about that. If there's a war going on, getting passionate about war, it's not really helping. Get passionate about peace. And how do you create peace is by being peaceful and by planting seeds in people of peace, seeds of peace. There's no way to peace through war. So war is not the way to peace. And so that's really important, because I see people in the streets hurling stones at each other and violence in the streets. And that's not going to create peace. And remember, peace comes from within. We all have that innately within our being, our soul, our connection to our soul, that is innately peaceful. Underneath it all is peace. And Lisa, may I general guidance? All right. Do you see my family getting an apartment? I think you asked this last week, Jenilyn. So if you do want a private reading, you can always contact me at the links below. Let's just have a look. So if you do want a reading, please type in the comments. So I'll pick some cards for you, Vladimir. And let's have a look, Vladimir. Okay, so just clearing the energy, bringing in the highest good. And these invocations help. Please show me what's true, holy, and relevant only. Okay. So things are a bit cramped for you, Vladimir. I feel like I feel a lot of anxiety around you. It's almost like I'm tied up. I can't move. I'm quite stuck. I do see a woman. I'm seeing a woman, and it feels like she's almost like a mother figure to you. And she's quite emotional, but she's around you. Let's just see if there's more guidance for you, Vladimir. I feel like there's a lot of heart issues with you, Vladimir. Like your heart was broken, so you had this loss, and that's manifesting in your life. It does feel like the answer is it's almost like recreating your life from the ground up, because the lack of motion it's partly your soul contract to go through this. It's set up as a challenge to tie you up, and then how are you going to respond to that? So so there's a lot going on keeping you stuck and stopping you from moving forward, things that are blocking your way. It all feels very blocked and restricted. So it's almost like you can see your life as a prison. And then change it every day. Every day, wake up with a new vision, new habits. So it's really important you shift your habits. And of course, the new environment is going to help. But this is a pattern. It's almost like a soul contract built in for you to experience this loss. So lots of love and prayer going out to you, Vladimir. I would say keep praying, and remember to call back your soul energy, call back your power. So call back your power affirm your power and grace. What I see moving forward is the best way forward is actually through your body. It's not necessarily just a mental thing, it's actually through your body. So, and I can see you doing some kind of kickboxing or Muay Thai or martial arts. So I feel like martial arts is going to help you physically, spiritually, mentally. So definitely follow the martial arts. That's my main message for you, Vladimir. That's going to help pull you out of this situation and get back to basics. So we all need to get discipline. We live in a physical body, so taking care of our physical body is helpful for our life, our mind, our sleep, all aspects of our health and well-being. So because you're grappling with a situation, I see martial arts as a way that we direct our energy to grapple with physicality in a way that's disciplined and measured, and involves mindfulness, a lot of focus, and that actually helps us deal with the reality of life. So I see martial arts as really helpful for you, Vladimir, and see what you're drawn to explore that path. I feel like you do have some experience already in this realm. So see what opportunities present, explore the opportunities, be open to try new things, see what fits for you. And then I really see discipline as a path forward for you, Vladimir. So lots of prayers for Vladimir and support. So love, prayers, support, energy going out to Vladimir. All right, thank you, Vladimir. And let's have a look. Thank you, Vladimir. So just clearing the energy, Lisa. And I'd love to see your picture, Lisa. And anyone else who wants readings, just let me know. You can always come back later to listen. The show is recorded. So Lisa, let's have a look, Lisa. Okay. So remember to be happy with life as it is now, however burdensome, whatever your problems, whatever the challenges, come back to a happiness with how it is now, because that energy helps us shift things and helps us make positive changes. We can do small things, little things, but that energy is a complete energy. So we come from completeness to our relationships, primarily our relationship to ourselves, but to our relationships to others. The soul knows what to do. Come from a sense of completion, not a sense of depletion, a sense of completion. I'll write that in the comments. Completion, not depletion. So if you just bring that understanding forward into your mind, if you don't sleep so well, you're agitated, don't give that power, don't give that energy. Bring yourself into completion, give yourself into wholeness, and come to the world from that perspective. Even we all going to have challenges, and things are not always going to come effortlessly. There may be some effort involved, But coming from completion means it's like it's already done. It's already completed. It takes away the drama and it takes away the anxiety. All right, so Lisa, we were busy with you. Okay. All right, so the heart has jumped out, Lisa, and the Archangel Raphael, that's a healing archangel. Raphael, that's jumped out. I'm just going to pick another card for you. Okay. So I feel like heart issues are coming up strongly. It feels like it does feel like there's it's like your heart, you've had a lot of suffering. It feels a lot of suffering in your heart. And it feels like Raphael is coming to help you. So you can invoke Raphael. You can bring Raphael into your stream. Call Raphael into your world. And Raphael's here to help you with your heart, because there's a grief and a loss and a sense of sadness, a sense of hurt. And this has come forward in your reading, the sense of hurt. And it's calling for deep healing. And what is the deep healing? It says, go within, go into the temple, and bring Raphael into your world for guidance. So release the feelings you have. Don't hold them all within. Affirm that you are reclaiming your peace, your power, your balance, and open your heart to the love of the divine. Divine love can heal anything. So Raphael, bring Raphael in. You can just call up Raphael, call Raphael 3 times, invoke Raphael. I've seen this as a green and pink energy. It's very much healing colors for the heart, green and pink. And perhaps you can bring that into your life, the green and the pink colors. So color can stimulate healing. Color can remind us of who we are. And Raphael is bringing energy from the universe of compassion to you, a sense of love and support. I feel like there's a sacred path for you to go on. It's a sacred path of forgiveness, and it requires a type of spiritual evolution. So this is calling a type of spirituality, a type of destiny that you have to go on this journey into the soul, into healing, into personal growth. So bring forth your angels and guides and spiritual helpers to assist you, invoke their wisdom and inspiration to take you forward on this journey, because it's all a journey of the heart, a journey back to the heart, a journey back to your true nature, which is wholeness, which is oneness, which is union. So thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you for coming back on the show. All right, so just clearing the energy again. Let me know in the comments how it is going, if you had any questions. And anyone who's just tuning in, let me know your questions. So I talked a bit about invocations, about bringing these statements in which connect to the soul contracts, and remembering that your soul is your consciousness, it is your brilliance, your genius. It's all in your soul, and the soul is light. So light can heal you. Soul knows what it wants to do. And awakened by the looking glass reflection. Just saw you in my feed. Going to sit and listen for a bit. So welcome. So your soul is always with you. It knows what your path is, what your soul contracts align to. So how do we get feedback? So we get feedback through our feelings. Does something feel good? Does something feel bad? Does something feel, oh, that's curious, maybe that would be good for me to try that? Go by your feelings, always filter through, of course, common sense. So you don't want to just follow any feeling on a whim, because some feelings are not for your highest good. Your soul knows, so follow your soul. Do practice some discernment. Like with anything, we don't encourage you to just run around just doing anything you feel like doing. There has to be a sense of discernment going with that. But your soul is calling you, your soul is informing you, communicating with you. Your soul is there to be with you. It's the awakened part of you that says, David, this is who you are. This is what you're here to do. This is your time to say this, to do this. And this feels really good. If it feels really good, then that's a very good sign that this is on your path. And soul contracts, it is possible to change them, adjust them. They're not all set in stone. Everyone's got a different journey, a little bit different. The soul contract's a little bit different, but most of us alive now have lived many lifetimes. So there's a lot of experience we've built into our soul contracts. So for instance, I've traveled to many countries, just as an example. So that's part of my destiny. That's part of my life, that I would travel to a lot of countries, visit a lot of different countries. Some people have never left the country born in, which is beautiful as well. It is just a journey. Everyone's journey is their journey. And again, I know people have a lot of emotional charge about things, but always understand that neutrality is where wisdom resides. So when we take a step back, we get a little bit of a non-attachment, is the Buddhist term, which doesn't mean that you are detached. It's called non-attachment. I'll just write in the comments. And non-attachment is just a little bit distant, just a little bit thoughtful, mindful about what the right path is for you, for your soul. It doesn't mean you don't have passion or jump in with gusto, with energy, with your full life force energy. It just means that sometimes in life we need to practice a bit of detachment and non-attachment. So not attaching to the things going on in the world. It really coming back to who we are, our soul, and that's what's important, to come back to your soul, because there's a million things happening in the world, and that's all very well. That's honor. I honor that. What is happening within my soul, within myself, where exists, in which exists an entire universe. So this universe within, when I close my eyes, it helps me tap into this resource, this limitless resource that opens up consciousness, that allows me to travel, go on journeys. And that's the universe, the inner universe, which is wonderful too. And some of you are here to explore that perhaps more than the outerverse. And that's where non-attachment helps. It's not about this one is right and that one's wrong. It's just that person's exploring that now, and you're exploring something else. That's beautiful. That is wonderful. So explore it, enjoy it, and don't limit other people's experience. Don't judge other people's experience, because everyone is different. Everyone is unique. And this uniqueness is a special quality of human beings and each other, that we can celebrate our uniqueness and honor our uniqueness. And that can be something that is fun and joyful, playful. There's a playfulness about understanding that everyone is here on a slightly different journey. Everyone's here doing something different. And we're here to explore. We can play with other people, play with consciousness. It doesn't have to be serious. It really doesn't. We can enjoy. We can enjoy. And joy carries you back to the heart. Joy carries you back home. Carries you back home to the heart, which is ultimately where some people feel their soul resides. Where do you feel your soul resides? For me, I'm not sure. I feel like there's a local, non-local version of my soul, and my connection to ultimate consciousness is moving up through the energy systems, the vortices of the chakras, and moving me up all the way into the divine realm, all through the different dimensional webs. So where does your soul reside? Does it matter? I'm not sure, but I always think there's something special in the heart, that there's a special element of the soul. I don't know how you feel about the heart. My internet is actually my SMH. So Kimberly, I don't know what SMH is, unfortunately. So maybe you can elaborate what SMH is. So thank you for your comment. Awakened by the looking glass reflection, everywhere, nowhere, here, liminality. So I like that word, liminality. I don't know how you say that. I think that's a Welsh. I think that's a Welsh concept. I think it's a type of. I like that liminality. That's amazing. In between worlds is the liminality. So I meant to say acting up. So my internet is acting up. Okay, your internet is acting up. And there is a concept that ultimately in quantum physics we go into this journey, into this. Firstly, everything is a union. Everything is interconnected, and everything is basically empty. It's virtually empty. Everything is a web of energy, and we're all interconnected in that web. Liminality is like a transitional phase. It's like in between worlds, and awakened by the looking glass reflection. So we're going back to that word, what you were saying earlier. Was it Hiraeth? I don't know how you say that. Hiraeth is a Welsh word that has no direct English translation. The University of Wales Nampada likens it to homesickness tinged with grief and sadness over the lost or departed, especially in the context of Wales and Welsh culture. It is a mixture of longing, yearning, nostalgia, wistfulness, or an earnest desire for the Wales of the past. And I feel like this yearning is a yearning to go back home, as well, a soul yearning to go back to where we come from, which is not of this world. So we all have some this yearning to go back, longing to go back home. I'm not sure how you feel about that. And home to our source. And awakened, you can call me awakened, laugh out loud. So awakened, in my case, not so much Wales, but my home that I've never known on this plane. Well, you have known it, maybe just subconsciously. A yearning implies a knowing, because you're yearning for something. So what are you yearning for? If you don't know it, then can you yearn for it? There's some sense of knowing. It may just be a soul knowledge, a soul wisdom that comes through, that reminds you where your true home is, and that we're not of this earth, that we don't come from here, and we're not going to stay here. We're just here as guests. And I invite you to enjoy being a guest in this earthly world, in this world that we live in now. I know it more than I know anything else in this life. So awaken, thank you so much for your insight, and for bringing these concepts, making them more alive, and bringing a Welsh word into this dialogue, with no direct English translation. And I think it's always interesting and valuable going back to the traditional languages and other languages, and knowing that there is no direct English translation, because those languages had a uniqueness. Each language has its own expressiveness, its own uniqueness. So it comes alive in that language. When we translate it, it loses something. For most languages lose something. And you look at languages that are pictures, like Mandarin, it's not the same having letters on writing letters. It's not the same as pictures. Pictures express something quite different. So awaken, welcome, thanks for letting me. So it's always exciting to have someone new on the show, and I'm happy to see you awakened, and for all that you have contributed. Kimberly, what's going on with you, Kimberly? We just going to be a couple of minutes in the show, and then we'll end off. I have talked about many things today, so thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. And I guess ultimately my message is for you to come back to your soul, invoke your soul knowledge, invoke your soul wisdom. Know that your path is unique to you. No one else is having your path. No one else is in your soul. It's for your soul to express itself in the highest, greatest possible way, the highest possibility for your life, the greatest possibilities for your life. So that's really what we're invited to do, and what we can invoke, connecting to our soul, raising up our consciousness, bringing in the source codes from our very own soul, which knows the soul contracts. It knows the plan. So remember that your soul knows your life plan. It knows the signposts. It knows what's up there. So connecting to that is what's going to help you see the map. The map is there for you in your soul. Come from a whole and awakened place, because friends, you are whole and awakened already, even though some of you don't see that. So lots of love to everyone who's joined the show today. I'll be back next week, and I look forward to seeing you all. And thank you so much, Awaken, for being here today. I'm going to wish you all a beautiful evening, a beautiful morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Lots of love and peace to you. remember to contact me in the channels below, and online you can always search for me and send me a message. So thank you, everyone.